Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
I'm honestly lucky that Tom is sitting here because I think he wanted to take this motorcycle at Closets by Design out for a spin right before the show started.
This place is awesome. Holy cow.
Makes you want
Brings
to do
back-
garage,
I mean,
Tommy?
talk about, a man. This is the man cave. It feels like in the garage. I know there's another room that's the man cave, but holy cow, this is very, very cool. Very impressive. I think most guys would be like, all right, this is cool. I could hang out in here for quite a long time. It's beautiful.
It is really
And Lauren
nice.
and I were in the closet saying, wow, we could really use this massive closet for all of my boots that I have in Florida for whatever reason.
Yeah, if you have a closet that you've been looking at for a while and you want to update it, come here, check everything out. If you want to update parts of your garage even, certainly that, the man cave. It's not just closets, everybody. It's not just entertainment centers. They can literally do so much. So we'll tell you about Closets by Design. We are here at 3728 Phillips Highway, and certainly the showroom, the 12,000 square foot showroom is just unbelievable. And look, I can speak from experience. They came to our house. Our designer, Doug, came by not just once, but twice because he wanted to make sure that he got it right. And then the design process was done and the install was done in one day. So literally,
That's awesome.
for 3 closets, one day. And that's 90% of their installs are just one day. So you can find them online, closetsbydesign.com, or come say hello. Obviously, we will be here from 2 to 4. All right, y'all, I've got some Super Bowl fun facts.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Are you ready?
I am
love
ready.
fun
I love me
facts.
too.
I've got a lot of fun facts, so buckle up.
All right.
Or put your helmet on before you go on your motorcycle.
They
All
would
right.
have been funner facts if the Jags were involved.
We would have done a show, I'm guessing, all week out in San Francisco.
Oh,
yeah.
And
that'd
so
been fun.
San Francisco, and fun facts would have been the case.
Next
all right,
year.
so and that I certainly
Next
hope
year, that's
next year
right.
when it's also in California at SoFi Stadium.
Yeah, right.
So in the Super Bowl's 60-year history, there have been 26 different host stadiums for the game in 17 cities. You want to guess who the 2 cities are that have hosted the most?
Sure. I would say Miami.
I was about to
Ding,
say
ding,
Miami,
ding.
too.
Yep. And the other
And-
one is also in the south, not quite as south as Miami.
Tampa.
Good guess.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Ah.
Well done. So New Orleans and Miami are tied for the most hosting a Super Bowl
Okay.
with 11 times each.
Wow.
Wow.
The Caesars Superdome is the lone record holder for hosting 8 in just their venue.
Wow.
So Miami's had different venues along
Yeah,
the way, but
Right.
They've had 8 in the Superdome.
Yes, it's
Wow.
8 just in the Super Bowl, which kind of makes sense when you think about New Orleans is set up for Super
Yeah.
Bowl parties.
Perfectly. Yeah.
New Orleans is set up because of the dome also, so they'd never have to worry about weather.
weather.
And typically New Orleans is going to have much better weather than other parts of the country this time of
A
year.
lot of entertainment.
Yeah.
Lots to do. It's a fun city. Go party at for the week or the weekend. or
Delicious
whatever.
food,
Yeah.
so much to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Even if you don't want to go out and drink, in
Yeah.
Bourbon Street, there's still so much history in New Orleans.
Totally.
There's the historical tour. There's a ton to do.
That Superdome is massive.
It is.
I mean, we played Tulane there at BC my 5th year. We walked in, we were like, oh my! Ozzy's dad opened the door for us. Steve Trapillo played for the Saints. He was from BC.
The Bears
And,
left tackle.
The
people who
Bears,
don't know.
and anyway, we walk in and we're like, oh my gosh, this place. So Tulane didn't have any fans, so we were like playing in this giant empty, and then trying out for the Saints in '93. We had a couple home games. Monday night against the Bears, my last game. I mean, it was just packed mob with craziness. 80,000 easy to fit under there. It's quite the place. When that place gets rocking, that place has got to be one of the loudest venues, at least in the NFL. But who knows beyond that? But it gets wicked loud in there. Fun.
I do feel like it makes sense for like travel wise too. Yeah, it's like kind of south, but you don't have to go as south as Miami. You don't have to go all the way to the West Coast to one of the California places or the Northeast. You feel like it's a little more central than some of the Super Bowls have been. So I'm sure that helps too, because just the travel may be easier for a lot of people.
Yeah, San Diego I went there one year. That was fun. LA's got to be. Those would be fun.
See, San Diego, I'm guessing now obviously won't be able
Right,
to
there is
host
no
another
San Diego,
Super Bowl.
right,
Yeah,
right,
but Los Angeles, to me, I haven't been for a Super Bowl. I've been to LA a few times, but it doesn't have the same obsessed with football feel that some of the other cities do. And so that's the one thing that I wouldn't necessarily love about that. Like, I feel like the Super Bowl is happening, but other bigger things are happening in LA and they're not that worried about it.
Yeah. But there's plenty of fans out there that follow the teams, that are into it. But you're right. But then all the celebrities come out to it, so that adds a little bit of fun to it if you get a chance to see any of those types of people, if you even care. But I get what you're saying there. But LA's a cool city. It's usually warm. You don't have to worry about too much weather, for the most part. I think I've said this before. I think every Super Bowl should be in a warm spot or in a covered dome, and in a place like New Orleans. I don't think it needs to be in Minnesota, New York, and all these other places. I think that I always felt like, at least watching it growing up and trying to get there playing, that was the big reward. Like, you have to fight tooth and nail through the playoffs, and if you're up north and you got to travel up north, well, too bad. You're going to play in the snow. You're going to play in the wind. You're going to play in these nasty conditions. But guess what? Your reward is not just going to the Super Bowl, but you're going in Miami. And it's going to be nice,
tropical,
and warm, and
South
tropical.
Beach,
and you've earned it. You're going to bring your family. That's kind of how I feel like the Pro Bowl. Like, you've earned that Hawaii trip. You should still do that.
But kind of now.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Which, by the way, they could still have the fake Pro Bowl games or whatever they have, the flag football game, and still give everyone who qualifies for the Pro Bowl or who gets invited to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
They could do both. But I mean, it's the NFL. They can afford whatever they want.
But anyway, I think I know the idea now is everybody gets a Super Bowl. I think it should be in probably 4 or 5 places.
Right, because the year that the Jaguars, we thought were going to the Super Bowl in 2017, it was in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
That's where
right.
all of 10-10 would have packed their bags and traipsed that cold winter weather, and obviously it didn't happen.
Worth it, though.
It would have been worth it for sure. The last and only other time that the stadium in Northern California hosted an NFL championship was for Super Bowl 50 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that interesting that there's only been one other one?
Who was in that? Do we know?
Yes. 10 years ago, I have all of the Super Bowls pulled up just
I didn't mean
in
to put you on
case
the
you
spot.
asked.
She's ready.
No, I'm 100% ready. Okay, so that was Denver versus Carolina.
Okay.
When Denver won 24
that
to
was
10.
Peyton
Yep, that
Manning.
was the Peyton Manning game. That was held also in Santa Clara, California.
Wow, so Carolina's been 2 or 3 times then to the show. Wow. They're ahead of us.
Yeah, they are.
They are. We came in the same year in 95, but as far as we've never been to the Super Bowl. They got beat by the Pats,
Just
right?
twice, yeah.
Twice, okay,
Yeah.
but still
And then got
same
beat
time
by
frame.
Denver.
But yeah, absolutely.
Same time frame.
It's-
Interesting. I never thought of that. That just kind of hit me right now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's we got to catch up a little bit, get into that show.
So you'd like to beat the Panthers if the Jags ever go to the Super Bowl? You'd like to beat the Panthers?
yeah,
right?
whoever.
Whoever you beat would be fantastic.
Let's get there.
Yeah.
At least represent that side of it. But yeah, interesting.
This is the 14th Super Bowl held in the state of California. There's one state that's hosted more often. You can probably guess.
Yeah, Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
You got that right. Mike Tirico, this is his first time ever calling a Super Bowl, while this is Chris Collinsworth's 6th time.
Wow.
It's his
Tirico,
first-
I would have thought
First time
more. He's
Mike Tirico calling a
fantastic.
Super Bowl. Obviously, it's on NBC.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
great.
I like Tariq. I know. Me
I
too.
love
I'm a big
Tirico.
fan of
He's
Tariq.
Which he
awesome.
normally is doing a lot with the Olympics. So I'm guessing he'll go right from Super Bowl maybe to
Winter
Italy.
Olympics.
More Super Bowl fun facts for you. This is the only Super Bowl since the 1970 AFL-NFL merger in which both teams ranked in the top 4 in regular season scoring offense and regular season scoring defense. We've talked about that a little bit as it relates to the Jaguars.
Yeah.
It is crazy to think that nobody, when you're talking about the amount of teams you've seen, you feel
Right.
like you've seen a lot of complete teams in Super Bowls. There's obviously the off years where you feel like the Ravens defense or certain Patriots Super Bowls where it did feel like it was the defense early on and then it was Tom Brady later. But you do feel like there were some teams that felt super complete at times, but
We've never had it since
Yeah.
the AFL-NFL merger.
that's
That's
pretty
unbelievable.
crazy actually.
That
Yeah.
is.
I think so,
That
too.
was 1970, right?
Yeah, 1970.
Wow.
And this is the first Super Bowl matchup since 1981 to feature 2 teams that had preseason Super Bowl odds of 50 to 1 or longer.
Wow.
Wow. Seattle did?
I know that's. I guess
Seattle
because people
after-
weren't
Seattle
like
did.
they were still
Sam
like,
Darnold.
what is Sam Darnold going to be in
right.
Seattle?
Right.
And then the
Wow.
Patriots, people just I feel like had no idea what they were going to end
Right,
up
because
being
they're
this
the
season.
first team to make the Super Bowl after losing 13 games
Yeah.
the previous year.
I was thinking about we were talking with Phil Simms, the Hall of Famer. Sorry, Phil. You're our Hall of Famer.
If you had asked me
man.
if Phil Simms
Yeah.
was a Hall of Famer, I would have been like, he's got to be.
That's what I thought. I just
He's a
of
Super Bowl
course.
MVP. But he only has the one Super Bowl, and Belichick has 6, and he's not
Yeah.
getting in as a first ballot.
But about Sam Darnold, like, do you give up too early?
Mm-hmm.
The other side of it, like, think of where Sam is. Like, he was that piece they needed. Everything else was set up, so it's not like he's going to a team that stinks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That doesn't have a line.
Well, they
that
brought in a
doesn't-
lot of free agents, to your point,
right.
all week.
They spent a lot of
They
money.
spent a lot
Yeah.
of money. So, Sam Darnold was
A lot of the
key
contract,
piece,
by the
but-
way. His money was the majority of the money they spent, too. They spent a
100
lot of money.
Yeah,
on
they
Sam
spent
Darnold.
$200 million. He was about half, they said.
But they
so.
brought in the right free agents that
Yeah.
fit their system, and
Correct.
that's what I think is so impressive. Is Mike McDonald's only in his second year, and he already knew what guys that he needed to fulfill certain roles because he had a lot of the studs on the team already.
Yeah, well, and the Schneider, the GM, he's been around a long time, so he's them two together working really well. You can tell they work really well together because 10-7 and then 14-3. I mean, come on, that's a phenomenal thing. But I just thought so it's. The argument, do you wait? Do you not wait with the QB? Like, I don't know. You got to be set up for that QB.
Yeah.
And most of the times you're not because that's why you're picking first or the top 3 unless, you got some trade from years before. You know, like your team stinks. You don't have many weapons. Your O-line's no good. You got no running game, but you got this quarterback
But
who's
4 teams gave up on Sam Darnold.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
4 different teams decided he was not the right guy, including a team that he had played so well last year in the Vikings. They knew him in and out, right? They knew that he fit their system.
Yeah.
And then he didn't play well in the postseason.
Well, it was
When they
McCarthy,
drafted a guy
too.
high.
Yeah, that's where I think the ownership probably is like, all right, we drafted the kid first round, like,
But he was
let's go.
hurt
I
in
know.
JJ McCarthy,
He
and
was.
so if everyone's goal is to win the Super Bowl, then the Vikings did it wrong. Which is
big
again,
time.
that's why the GM was
Right. Which
fired.
they
because
have.
if your
Okay.
goal is to win the Super Bowl, then you keep
They
Sam
did-
Darnold and you have JJ
I
McCarthy.
agree, but they signed. So Seattle gave him 3 years, $100 million, I think, somewhere in that range. So are you going to sign him to 3 years, knowing that JJ's your guy? You know what I mean? Like you draft him. So I think you got to factor that in to a
Right.
certain
And the
degree.
Falcons, I know theirs was reverse. They signed
they
Kirk
signed
Cousins to a
Kirk
long
and then
deal,
Penix.
and then they drafted Michael Penix. But still, to me, you have to make the decisions that set you up in the best possible situation to win the Super Bowl
I'm with
that
you.
year.
No, I'm
Yeah.
with you for sure.
I think part of it is just hearing everything out of camp before the JJ injury,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was like, this is the guy. Like, there was rumors he was going to be starting over Sam Darnold anyways, so they had such high expectations that he was already going to fit this offense and that they would be able to do that. The injury obviously halted that for the season, but I think that was their mindset of, we could save a lot of money and ride on this rookie contract with the rookie that we felt we saw enough in camp. I mean, they had Kirk Cousins, who won 13 games there, got rid of Kirk, ended up going Sam, got to win a bunch of games with Sam, and then it kind of felt like maybe they just were a little too confident. Like, we've been able to do this over and over with KOC, and it kind of came to a little bit of a halt this year because there's a difference in bringing a veteran like Kirk Cousins, who has been around and knows how to learn offenses very well, and then, Sam Darnold, who's kind of pushed around, but he still had a lot of experience in the NFL, to a rookie, you talk about a year 2 quarterback, but one that missed his entire rookie season. That's a big jump to have to try.
Yeah, and think about before Sam gets to Minnesota, he's just okay. Like, he's got a lot of talent, right? Because he was Jets, Carolina, and then San Fran. He didn't do anything with San Fran, did he?
Yeah.
Backing
he was just
up.
a backup,
Yeah.
Right, so he's coming in. You're like, man, we should probably still draft a young kid and get him into the mix. And then Sam blows up, and you're like, but we got this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you're kind of in a conundrum
I guess
with it.
I push back a little bit, not on what you're saying, but what teams I feel like eventually decide, because look at the Packers. They were fine to sit Jordan Love behind
Some
Aaron
were,
Rodgers.
yeah.
And
Well,
you
it's Aaron
typically
Rodgers
see-
also. It's
it
a
is.
first ballot Hall
It's
of
totally
Famer.
different. Yeah, well, probably not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I
But
hope not.
Nobody's a first ballot Hall of Famer, as we've learned.
And
Let me just
But
laugh
it's
at
okay
him.
to have 2 quarterbacks, I guess, is what I'm
no,
trying to
I'm
say.
with you.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, you'd love that. But, I mean, how many really do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at
Not many.
the Jags. If they lost Trevor, no disrespect to his backup.
Nick Mullins.
Thank you, Nick Mullins. I do.
Whatever it is.
No respect to that guy. I don't know his name.
I do.
Number 14.
I
don't
knew his
know.
name. I knew his name. I think I see it was wife and kids on TikTok. Or something. They're all getting up and that kind of stuff. But
Oh,
think about
man.
that. Like, how many teams do? I'm just saying, like, maybe because you didn't know what you get out of Sam, then you get something out of Sam, but he crumbles in the playoffs, and you got this young kid.
Yeah.
and I don't know.
By the way, the
Obviously,
49ers
they wish they had him. They
with-
wish they had him back.
They do. Brock Purdy and Mac Jones, they felt like they had a legitimate guy who helped them when Brock Purdy was injured. All right, I've got more Super Bowl fun facts for you, but of course, you want to be watching today's live stream as we are live here at Closets by Design. This place is absolutely gorgeous. We're in the garage, but of course there's a man cave with a poker table. There's a bar. There's bars everywhere. As I discovered walking around this place, there's a gorgeous closet area as well. So come by 3728 Phillips Highway right here near Emerson. It's Closets by Design, and you are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
After the workday, Rick Ballou goes to work.
Did you see him really working it there? That was something special.
With more Jags and the stories that are buzzing. Go into the night with Rick Ballou. Then it's Hacker After Dark. Evenings on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
If you've run out of ideas for Valentine's Day, see what's on 1010XL's gift list from
Beard's Diamonds,
Wicca Candle Bar,
Kuhn Flowers,
and Peter Brook Chocolatier.
at 1010XL.com.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Be the first to discover the best new home community in beautiful Green Cove Springs. Highland Trail, where the rhythm of life slows down. Enjoy green spaces, luxury pools, pickleball courts, winding trails, and more at livehighlandtrail.com. Choose from 3 premium builders, just starting in the 300s.
Oh, at Highland Trail.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees, about $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Low mortgage rates are back. Listen, Loan Pronto has fixed rate mortgages with APRs as low as 4.89%. It's the lowest in years. Hey, gang, Prosser here. Smart homeowners are taking advantage of this while they can. If you got stuck in a 6% loan, you can lower your payment big time. Or you can keep your primary mortgage intact, get cash out, equity with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loans. One homeowner just got $250,000 out of their home. They paid off all their credit cards, some car loans, and cut their monthly expense by $2,000. Call now. See what option works best for you, but don't miss this big rate drop of 2026. Ask about new home loans, VA loans, full cash out refis, or their famous rapid equity loan. You can close in less than 2 weeks. You may be able to skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call 904-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com. No hard credit pull. 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers.
Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Welcome back to Helmets and Heels. Tom Taylor and I are live here at Closets by Design in the gorgeous 12,000 square foot showroom. What's your favorite part about the garage, Tom?
A couple things. The motorcycle, for one, that's really badass.
It looks brand new, and it's a 1972.
I know. It's in mint condition. The lift with the Ford Bronco on it brings me back to my senior year in high school. I worked at a gas station. So I had the best gig my senior year in high school. I was part of the co-op program. During the season, I didn't have to have a job. My linebacker coach was the director of the co-op program. So it's like, you don't have to work during the season. I'll just write something in there for you. Go home at like 11:30 every day. It was fantastic. And then, but then after the season ended, I went back to work because I worked there the winter before. Would be there from 3:34, close at midnight, full service. I knew nothing about cars. I'd open up the thing. I'm like, hey, you're low on oil, I think. I don't know. Let me go get you a quart or something, pour it in there. I don't know. But the lift reminds me, we had a lift, and my buddies would, after the owner would leave, my buddies would come over with some beers and whatnot, and we'd
thought you were in high school.
We were in high school, taking turns, seniors in high school. Come on, you're almost 18. And, take turns on the lift going up and down and just messing around. But, yeah, this place is cool. Yeah. I mean, just the way they've organized all the tools. I mean, I know I could use that all day long, and I'm sure a lot of guys could use, a lot of homes could use that, that kind of organization of all the tools.
With the built-ins here. And
it's awesome.
The beer, built-in fridge with the beer in it.
Oh, yeah. There's many fridges everywhere. Yeah,
I would take the Bronco.
For sure. I love the Bronco. And you need a car.
Cool.
I do. If you want
to... we can work a deal.
If you want to schedule a design consultant to come to your house, call 904-878-9393. Or, of course, find them online, closetsbydesign.com. They literally have thought of everything. And so certainly hope you come and check out the showroom. And I can guarantee you will be impressed, just like we were when we got our tour earlier today. All right, to continue on with some Super Bowl fun facts, I gave you quite a few already, but I've still got more for you. Don't you worry. If the Patriots win, Drake May will be the youngest starting quarterback to win Lombardi Trophy at age 23.
Wow.
And like we were just talking about with Sam Darnold and multiple teams, of course he'd be the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl after playing for 5 teams.
Yeah.
That just should not surprise anyone.
He seems older than 23, doesn't he?
Drake May?
Yeah.
Just the way he carries himself?
Yeah, just the way he is.
Probably because he's already married.
Yeah, settled down. His wife makes some kind of, have you seen her, the wife? She's got some kind of baking.
She's very, she also does Pilates and she does Pilates videos and baking videos.
People say they like her because she's very down to earth and girl next door versus some of the quote-unquote wags Padre Ismail was telling us about yesterday. How Super Bowl winning teams have to set the wives and girlfriends to the side basically in order for the teams to be able to focus. But
I was doing much different things at 23 than winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, really.
I mean, it does feel like if the Patriots win, Drake May is going to have an unbelievable game.
He's going to have a better game throwing the football than he has in the playoffs and holding on to the football.
Yeah, but again, the weather should be better than what he's played through the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It's interesting how both QBs, Sam had a really good year, but he turned the ball over a lot.
Not a league high, but 20 times.
I think it was league
high. It
high.
was the league high this year for total turnovers.
Okay, Usually that's Josh Allen, so I just assume that's who it is.
Yeah,
and usually it's, I think it was 20 total. And
it was 20 total.
The last few years, the leading would have 30. Or high 20s. So it was a low year for turnovers across the board, and he happened to lead
20
it
still feels like a lot when you're talking about.
I mean, it's
a guy
17
who hasn't
games.
turned it over.
It's a couple, 2 games you do it a couple times.
6 fumbles, 14 picks. That's at least one a game. That's a lot. But he hasn't turned the ball over at all in the postseason. And then you look at Drake, who was rocking during the regular season. He hasn't been very good with throwing the football
ball security.
And ball security. So his legs have saved him. So he's going to have to run again, but he's definitely going to have to make some plays with his arm. He's got to be on target. I mean, look, the kid was 72% complete all year. I don't care who you're playing. That's unbelievable for any quarterback, especially a second-year quarterback, to be that accurate. And by the way, not dinking and dunking.
Right.
It was like 9 yards.
Yeah, I think it was 8.9.
8.9 in
Yeah.
attempt, right? So you're throwing the ball down the field. So, look, you got to make sure you play a clean game, especially if you're New England. Seattle may have a chance, if Sam throws a pick, it's not like the game's over type thing, depending on when that is. And if he does, because he hasn't in the postseason, but going to have a great game. I think the running game's going to have to be big for them. And I know that Seattle during the year has been phenomenal. The Rams did. Look, Kyron Williams got 91 yards on him at a good clip. I did not watch the tape, but I'm sure they have. New England probably studied that. And how did we get movement? How do we get something going here? What was the play call before, play call after? How do we loosen them up? Whatever. What was the blocking scheme? And maybe that can work. I do think Henderson, I keep thinking about Henderson, the kid from Travion, right? From Ohio State. He's such a home run hitter, and he really hasn't been utilized in the postseason. I feel like there's going to be something for him there because he's that guy. If there's a crease, forget about it.
Yeah,
he's gone. He's gone, and you're going to have a tough time catching him.
Yeah, they've leaned more on Stevenson, probably because he's more experienced. I can understand.
Yeah,
that.
and it was more of a pounding, even against Houston with the weather, and then against Denver, it was more like a
and with those defenses.
Yeah.
And that's why I think for me, it'll be interesting to see this game and see how much when you talk about a Drake May, because you talk about the weather, but it also didn't snow for the first until like into the third quarter in that last game. So when you look, I want to say the video was like 11 minutes. It started flurrying with 11 minutes left in the third. So you had a full half and he still wasn't really getting anything done in the first half of that game. And it just felt like once he was playing Houston and Denver and those defenses just harassed him the entire time. And I think it's going to be one of those games where it might be a game where Will Campbell possibly decides what, not saying one lineman is going to change things, but he's struggled so much this postseason that if you let Drake May get harassed the way he does this last couple games, especially against the Seattle defense, and then you're getting that interior from Barmore and Milton too, it could be, or that's the other side, that's the New England. But they also have, obviously, when you're talking about the reverse side, it could get a little scary over there for Drake May.
PFF has Will Campbell allowing 3 sacks and 10 quarterback hits in the 3 postseason games. Yeah, the game against the Broncos, the weather didn't start until the third quarter. Obviously, the previous game, that weather was atrocious throughout it. But Jackson Smith-Njigba is the 5th player to lead the NFL in receiving yards and make the Super Bowl in the same season. Each of the previous 4 won the Super Bowl.
Oh.
So when you're just looking at tendencies or trends heading into the Super Bowl, talk about a guy every team would love to have. Even if you have a Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, a Puka Nacua, you'd still love to have JSN. 8 of Sam Darnold's interceptions, since we're talking quarterbacks, 8 of his interceptions this season came when he was pressured. New England has the highest pressure rate in the NFL this postseason at 52%. That, to me, is going to be such a fun chess match to watch, is each of these coordinators going up against one another. Clint Kubiak obviously going up against the Patriots. Interim defensive coordinator who's done a fantastic job in Zach Core. I don't know what's going to happen with Terrell Williams, who's facing prostate cancer and battling that, but you'd think that Mike Vrabel's going to keep them both potentially into next season.
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, that's a big position to have. You got to be on that. It's going to be, look, I think when you look at New England and how they're going to combat the offense, the defenses, they've been shutting down the run. Now, granted, it's skewered, right, because of the weather and the games and whatnot. But if they can take care of Kenneth Walker III, I love Sam Darnold's story, and I think he's great. But if I have to choose, I'd make him beat me. You know what I mean? I think I would. I would say,
just watch out for JSN. That's the problem. And on the other side, you've got Josh McDaniels going up against Mike McDonald.
Well, and that's why, Tommy, you had in your prop bets last week when you were talking, you expected Sam to turn the ball over a couple times because of the Rams pass rush and what they have in Byron Young and Verse and pretty much everybody that can get sacks on that team. And he was able to play a very clean game when it comes to not turning the ball over against a team who can pressure. So the Seattle defense, I do think, is a little bit different because it comes from everywhere on that defensive line. And I do think their secondary is a little bit better. We saw that Rams secondary kind of start to struggle once they hit the postseason. And so that opened so much opportunity for for their weapons, and that isn't as easy, as accessible in this game for Sam Darnold.
Speaking of secondaries, Nick Emanwari, the safety for the Seahawks, everyone knows he got hurt in practice yesterday. He was diagnosed with a low ankle sprain, but they are confident that he's going to play.
It did not look good when the video I saw of him walking in the hotel. It was a very bad limp.
Yeah, walk it off.
Yeah,
just
shoot it up and walk it.
As long as it's not a Purdy or Bo Nick's ankle, we don't need that.
It's not a broken ankle, but and low ankle sprain obviously going to be easier to play on than a high ankle sprain. I'm sure some people have played on those before. It seems impossible. I've had a high ankle sprain once, and I couldn't walk for weeks.
Yeah, they're painful. There's no doubt. But if it's not the high, you can. Because eventually you're...
And it's more stable. The high has the ligaments that are looser.
Yeah, I always found, too, like the ones right on the ankle, the first time you do it's awful. It's like you feel like you cracked your ankle in half, and then the ones after, they get a little bit better.
It's already cracked a little.
Right.
So they're stretched a little bit, right? So then you just, you might stretch it a little tiny more, but I always felt like those kind of sprains, like you kind of adapt to the sprain. And then you can. That's why they'd always say, walk it off. Because a lot of times those ankle sprains, you feel like you can just walk it off.
I saw a video of Lindsey Vonn, who we talked about, going to compete in the Olympics with the torn, ruptured ACL. She was squatting and looked fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
with a brace.
Yeah. But it, obviously also that's in a controlled environment when you're downhill in Milan with crazy conditions.
The shifts you have, like the way you have to move your body and
and the snow and all that.
The bumps in the snow.
All the things that none of us could handle. All right, I've got more fun facts for you, so keep it right here. You're listening to Helmets and Heels live from Closets by Design, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Hello, I'm Ed Jackson, president of Ned Jackson Income Tax. Ned Jackson Income Tax has been preparing tax returns in Jacksonville for over 80 years. Our tax preparers at Ned Jackson Income Tax have years of knowledge and experience to help you get your highest possible tax refund and are fully trained on all IRS updates, including the One Big Beautiful Bill. Visit one of Ned Jackson's 4 locations, including our downtown office at 255 North Liberty Street. That's Ned Jackson Income Tax, 356-0349.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. Big Chief Tire makes getting new tires easier than ever with the Big Chief credit card. There's no annual fee, low monthly payments, and great promotional financing. Plus, you get free flat repairs and rotations, even $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. I love how simple they make everything at Big Chief Tire. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com to apply for the credit card and let Big Chief help you get back on the road with confidence.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey gang, Hicken here. Guys, listen up. Valentine's is coming. You want to be a hero this year with something really romantic? It's easier than you think at Beards Diamonds. Beards has put together a stunning selection of timeless, affordable jewelry she'll absolutely love. Dazzling rings, sparkling earrings, elegant pendants and bracelets, set with brilliant diamonds or colorful gemstones. Classic gold that never goes out of style. And you can't beat the wow factor of top brand designer jewelry. They got it all at Beards. And here's the best part right now. Save up to 40% on all diamond stud earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets. You know, cards, flowers, and candy are sweet, but nothing says I love you forever like a sparkling gift she'll wear and cherish every single day. Plus, Beards is your local Jacksonville jeweler, family-owned and community-strong for more than 45 years right here in the St. John's Town Center, not some Wall Street chain. Hurry in today. Don't wait. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. Get up to 40% off diamond earrings, pendants, and tennis bracelets.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. I am attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
Covering the First Coast and ready to help when you need it, that's Rebound Rehabilitation. With a dozen locations, they're easy to get to and they'll get you back in the game. Sports injury, workers' comp case, or auto accidents, you name it, they can help. Check out ReboundRehab.com.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready.
She'll set the field on fire, just cutting across the pasture.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus. I'm Lauren Brooks, live here at Classes by Design. RJ Saunders back at 1010XL headquarters. Aaron Williams here making it all happen as we are just having an absolute ball, just looking at all the different things in the garage, in the man cave, in the closet area. Of course, there's a Murphy bed in the other room as well. So certainly if you want to come by here and set up an appointment, or of course you can just give them a call, 904-878-9393, or you can find them online, closetsbydesign.com. Trust me when I say they do an absolutely fantastic job, and they have such a huge selection of things you can do. My aunt and uncle got their bedroom completely redone with Closets by Design and some built-ins. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it looks amazing. And if you want an entertainment center, wine storage, we saw the wine storage over here.
Oh, yeah.
And
I feel like you need that one, Lauren.
I need to knock out a wall in my house and just put that right
A wall
in.
of wine.
Chardonnay wall.
That is correct. The only slight issue that I see is I don't usually have enough wine on hand to actually need that. Yeah, I need to buy a lot more than that. But yeah, like I said, closetsbydesign.com. They do a fantastic job. They've come to our house and took care of our 3 closets. And at some point, we'll do our laundry room too. So excited to have all that accomplished. All right, back to our Super Bowl fun facts. Now I've got some uniform combo fun facts for you.
Okay.
The Patriots will wear white jerseys and white pants, a combination they have never worn in the Super Bowl.
Really?
They are 4-2 in the Super Bowl when they wear white jerseys. So I guess they're trying to ride that
just trying to get those
mojo,
vibes.
but never white jerseys and white pants.
Yep.
The Seahawks will be in navy blue jerseys and pants. They're 0-2 in the Super Bowl when wearing this combination.
Wow.
Do you think we overthink the
Uniform stuff?
uniforms more than like players do?
Probably, because they'd have to sit down for a couple hours and go through all of these.
Well, usually like it will go, like you'll see it on Twitter sometimes, like
That's
during the
true.
regular season when we'll be like, oh, this team hasn't won in blah 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 games with this helmet or whatever. Like if a player sees that, do you think they're like, I don't want to wear that helmet?
I mean, they are probably super
don't care.
confident. Yeah, Tom could probably speak to that. But I will say, over the last 21 years, the team wearing white has gone 16-5.
Wow.
But they've lost the last 2 straight. So
Okay.
to your point, like you see one stat, but then it can also go the other way.
They're going to look sharp in the all whites. That's going to be a good look. I liked our all whites. They were great. Black helmet with the white and the black and gold and teal
me too.
trim.
I
That
like
was we
Smooth.
love those on the road. Yeah, very.
I feel like the first player I picture in that uniform is Fred Taylor.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Just like the pictures in my head.
Yeah, the white
Completely
jersey with
planted,
the number 28 for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, some betting facts. The last time a favorite covered in the Super Bowl was Super Bowl 54 in 2020 in Miami.
Yep.
Kansas City was a 1.5-point favorite against San Francisco. And, oh, by the way, the final score 31-20. The under hit because the over-under was 53. But that was the last time that a favorite covered. So the last, 5?
5.
The underdogs have at least covered. Not necessarily won or lost, but have covered.
I think they've won 4 out of the 5, though, the underdog, from my notes
I
earlier.
wonder what that spread was last year with
remember.
KC and Philly.
So
I feel like
last
KC
year, Kansas City was a 1.5-point favorite.
Okay.
And the last 5, the underdogs covered. So the year before that, Kansas City was a 2.5-point underdog. The year before that, Kansas City to Philadelphia was a 1.5-point underdog. The Rams were 4.5-point favorites.
Why are we putting Kansas City as underdogs, first of all?
I know, right? The Rams were 4.5-point underdogs to the Bengals, which now looking back seems kind of crazy, right? And then Tampa Bay were 3-point underdogs to Kansas City.
Okay.
And of course, Tampa Bay just destroyed.
I think Vegas was trying to trick us on these.
Oh, yeah.
They went like 7 times and they were only favorites in one of them or 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is correct. And then the last time that we saw, of course, this Super Bowl, this is, of course, the rematch between the Patriots and the Seahawks. The last time we saw these two teams in the Super Bowl, it was a pick'em game. That was Super Bowl 49 in 2015 in Glendale, Arizona. And, of course, as we all know, the Patriots ended up beating the Seahawks because the Seahawks decided not to run the ball, and they won 28-24.
I mean, not give it to Marshawn Lynch.
One of the craziest things
running
I've
so
ever
well,
seen.
right?
Well, and he's a beast.
Right.
That's why they call him beast
Right.
mode. Like, nobody wanted to hit him.
They're like, we're going to trick you. We're going to try to be smarter than you. And it did
that's a
not work.
Belichick defense.
Yeah.
Like, that's a defense that's always well coached.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, by the way, won that Super Bowl MVP, when the Patriots won. And he threw 328 yards. The 4 touchdowns that he threw to Rob Gronkowski, okay, Danny Amendola, okay, Julian Edelman, those all make sense.
Yep.
Brandon LaFell.
Oh.
Whoa.
I feel like you'd won a Super Bowl trivia question
That
if
could
you
be
could
a
come
good
up
one,
with Brandon
actually.
LaFell.
I would have never. I could have listed 20 names, and I probably wouldn't have gotten to
Same
LaFell.
here.
You know what? On that interception that Butler made, I think it was Butler.
It was Malcolm Butler.
Later the next week, they showed on film how there was a tendency that they were going to run that. It was the way they were set up, the formation. And so Belichick had been telling Butler, like, you got to jump that route. You got to jump it. Once you see it, jump it. And then they did it right there.
Yeah.
And he jumped it. It was just pretty wild how Belichick had said, look what they do when they line up this way and this guy does that. Make sure you get inside him and in front of him. You can jump that route. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. The non-Hall of Fame head coach, Bill Belichick.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything.
Eventually he'll get there, just not this year, unless they override it, which I don't think they're going to do. But yeah, that reminds me, of course, of Coach Campanile and Devin Lloyd and the look that the Chiefs presented to the Jaguars in that Monday Night Football game.
For
and
the pick.
Right,
Yeah.
and knowing Devin knowing what Mahomes wanted to do with the football and then, jumping it and then running 99 yards for that interception. That was amazing, and that touchdown. And then finally, the 4.5-point spread, right now the Seahawks are favored by 4.5 points, is tied for the largest in a Super Bowl in the last 15 years.
Wow.
4.5 points isn't that
Doesn't seem-
much,
yeah.
but it makes sense. I
There's a lot
suppose,
of
when you go
1.5s
through.
on there.
Yeah,
and,
the other one was
pick 'em.
the Rams
Yeah.
were 4.5 point favorites over Cincinnati.
Okay.
So I said the Bengals were favored. That's not true. The Rams were favored by
over the
4.5,
Bengals. Right.
but the final score was 23-20. So that's why
okay.
the Bengals did cover in that one.
When's the last time we had a blowout Super Bowl? Like the
Not that long ago.
Okay.
We had last year 40-22
Oh, right,
with the
right,
Eagles.
right.
Before that,
You
we
almost had a Falcons over the Patriots, but then Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The 2021, which I referenced a little bit ago, the Bucks over the Chiefs was 31-9.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a rout. And then the year before that, Kansas City beat San Francisco 31-20.
Okay.
And then the year that the Patriots won, this isn't a blowout, but the Eagles beat the Patriots 41-33 in that Nick Foles, Doug Peterson Super Bowl. And then we've had some overtimes, which is great. And then the last game in Santa Clara 10 years ago, that was the Broncos over the Panthers, like we talked about. That was 24-10. I consider that a blowout in the Super Bowl. And then the largest one, at least in most recent history, the Seahawks when they beat the Broncos, it was 43-8.
Ouch.
In 2014.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was
It's not the
not
game
fun
you
to
want to be a
watch.
part of.
You know,
No.
I wonder if the younger generation remembers like singular plays, like the one we're talking about. Like I can remember growing up, like, the 4th down and John Riggins gets the call and he bowls over the guy and runs for the touchdown. You remember these just iconic. I remember Terry Bradshaw throwing a bomb to Stallworth over the middle against the Rams. It was this beautiful spiral. You just like vividly remember those type plays, or who was it? The other receiver, not Jerry Rice, John. who caught the pass against Cincinnati. Montana put it right there. He was a great player. I forget his last name, but anyway, just those types of plays. Like, you got to think back to, like, I remember that play like it was yesterday. It was such a massive, iconic play, in the Super Bowl, and something you just never forget. I wonder what the younger generation thinks about.
I think
Taylor.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that a lot of them that stand out the most for us, and I think part of that is just the way social media is now and what they push, is the bad ref play, like the Packers, the player caught the player that caught the ball, like that play, the Dez catch, like those things are the one that I think sticks out to us, just because that's what post Super Bowl is pushed on social media so much, like, oh, the game was ruined because of this, rather than the good moments. They push so much like the negative side of stuff.
Dez was a catch.
I
was crazy they didn't overturn that.
John Taylor, by the way.
John Taylor. Thank you. Yeah, that was a catch. What a man. I couldn't believe
the
they didn't
first
overturn that.
few Super Bowls that I vividly remember would be the 90s Cowboys Super Bowls.
Okay,
So 93, 94, and then 96. Like, I know some people have a much better memory than I do. Like, Hacker's my same age or a little bit younger than me, and he can remember Super Bowls from much younger.
Yeah.
Even Brian has a much better memory than I do, too. He can remember 80 Super Bowls in the 80s. But for me, it's probably, like, right around that, like, 11, 12 years old. And especially, too, I used to babysit for this family, and they were giant Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
So on Super Bowl Sunday, they would, go out with friends, and I'd be babysitting. And so, of course, I'd watch every second of the game because I wanted to see if they were going to come home happy or not.
Right. And it didn't matter if your team was in it. Super Bowl was always big.
Oh, absolutely.
Always a big event.
Yeah.
And then when your team's in it, it's just like
And Super Bowl parties, once you get to your like 20s, and then everybody gets together and it's a blast. Yeah. And then you have to be like, okay, I want to actually watch this game.
That's what I vividly, my first one I remember, it was like the 1999 season, 2000. So I was like 9, about to be 10, and it was the Rams. The Rams beat the Tennessee Titans in that one. That was my first like true memory of sitting down watching the Super Bowl. And I had watched, like probably other ones with my family and stuff, but that's the one where I vividly can tell you like what we ate, the score of the, like, it was just, that was the first one where I was like, ooh, football's fun. I like this.
Jag fans appreciate you bringing that up.
100% they do. Agreed.
Before we hit break real quick, I had one more fun note about it because I saw this and I thought it was interesting. So this is the second year in a row that both Super Bowl teams got to play the entire NFC South on their schedule.
Oh, wow.
So
win.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. They might have lost to some of those teams, but it does feel like some wins. All right, so when we come back, we have a giveaway, especially if you're an NBA fan. So keep it right here, Helmets and Heels, live here at Closets by Design on Phillips Highway. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The most famous county in the country.
Duval!
1010XL. Duval.
At the First Coast YMCA, there's no place like this place, with programs and experiences that will bring your whole family together. For adults, the Y provides wellness and recovery solutions to help you feel stronger, move better, and recharge. For the kids, the Y provides skill-building programs and youth sports to keep them active, engaged, and build confidence in a supportive environment. Right now, there's no joining fee, so visit your local Y to join and learn more at fcymca.org.
David Garrard here, and once again, I'm reporting good news about how good my knees are doing following PRP treatment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For an old quarterback like me, my knees are in great shape.
You don't have to be a celebrity or a professional athlete to appreciate the everyday personal attention you'll receive at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For any orthopedic need, call on the pros at SOS.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On February 5th, 1989, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar became the first NBA player ever to score 38,000 points.
If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or cssoutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
There's joy in every RV journey. Your journey starts at the Jacksonville RV Mega Show, Thursday, February 5th through Sunday the 8th at the Jacksonville Equestrian Center. It's Northeast Florida's largest RV show with hundreds of RVs on display with lifestyle booths. Adults $10, kids under 12 free. Seniors get $1 off Thursday. Military and first responders get $1 off every day. Thursday through Saturday from 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. The Jacksonville RV Mega Show at the Jacksonville Equestrian Center.
For nearly 60 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard has been Jacksonville's trusted name for the outdoors. From archery to hunting and fishing and more, their expert staff helps you get it right the first time. Right now, stop in and try the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews and get dialed in before spring. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
It's Cancer Prevention Month, and Ackerman Urology reminds you to stay ahead of prostate, bladder, and kidney health. Get a yearly checkup, ask about a screening, and make self-checks a habit. To make an appointment at one of 4 locations, visit ackermanurology.com.
Low mortgage rates are back. Listen, Loan Pronto has fixed rate mortgages with APRs as low as 4.89%. It's the lowest in years. Hey, gang, Prosser here. Smart homeowners are taking advantage of this while they can. If you got stuck in a 6% loan, you can lower your payment big time, or you can keep your primary mortgage intact, get cash out, equity with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loans. One homeowner just got $250,000 out of their home. They paid off all their credit cards, some car loans, and cut their monthly expense by $2,000. Call now. See what option works best for you, but don't miss this big rate drop of 2026. Ask about new home loans, VA loans, full cash out refis, or their famous rapid equity loan. You can close in less than 2 weeks. You may be able to skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call 904-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com. No hard credit pull. 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers.
Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Welcome back to Helmets and Heels. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus. I'm Lauren Brooks, live here. RJ Saunders back at 1010XL headquarters, making it all happen. We are at Closets by Design, 3728 Phillips Highway, and they have all the good stuff. And a little birdie told me that RJ has some good stuff to give away as well.
Absolutely. The Orlando Magic return home after the blowout loss that they suffered at the hands of the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder. They will be back for a 4-game homestand before the NBA All-Star break starting tonight against the Brooklyn Nets. And we have 2 tickets for you, thanks to Dante Marchitelli of the Orlando Magic. 641-1010 is a number you can call, but you have to answer this question. Name me a player who played for both the Nets and the Magic. 641-1010.
All right, excellent stuff. And I love when we can give stuff away, especially NBA tickets. That's awesome. Great job, RJ. By the way, NFL honors tonight.
Yes.
I am more excited about NFL honors tonight than I was about the Pro Bowl on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I could tell based off of social media that Liam Cohen and his wife are in San Francisco.
Good.
I do not know if Trevor Lawrence and his wife are in San Francisco. I haven't been able to see.
Oh, man, I hope they are.
I hope they are,
Yeah,
too.
you should go have a good time, man. It's a big honor.
They were at a tropical island, but maybe
recently.
they
might have
get there
jetted
pretty
over
quick.
it, but the last I saw, like I said, for Ashley and Liam, I could tell that they were at the New Heights podcast, a little area in San Francisco yesterday.
Okay, cool.
So certainly having fun, and again, we'll get to see them hopefully on television tonight. All right, y'all, I've got the Super Bowl players by school. That's right, each school and how many players they have in the Super Bowl. The first team has 7 players in Super Bowl 60. 7 players. Would you care to guess which team? I will give you a hint if you don't get it on the first try.
Okay.
There's 7 players
From
in the
this
Super
one
Bowl.
school, and the hint will be think national championships.
Okay. Ohio State.
That's a good guess.
USC.
Another good guess. It is Alabama.
That probably would have been my next.
7 players from the school that
there's
Alabama
2 on.
I probably would have said
three
Georgia.
on New England, right? They love Alabama.
Yeah, which makes
If
sense.
this was last year, it was probably Georgia with Philly.
Exactly. Yeah, Mike Vrabel, I feel like, is kind of like a Bill Belichick disciple.
Mm-hmm.
A, because he played for him, but B, also in the way that he likes to do things. So it makes sense that he would grab, not Bill Belichick, sorry, Nick Saban.
Yeah.
It seems like a Nick Saban type of guy.
Well, he ran kind of a pro shop before they were pros, you
Yeah.
know? So I think that's what was the allure with him and Belichick.
I would
And
imagine
most of those guys are pro ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially the linemen. They seem to always be ready.
So you guessed Ohio State. Ohio State has 3 players in the Super Bowl, and you guessed USC has
Darnold.
4 players in the Super Bowl. So there's a school that has 5 and a school that has 4. The school that has 5 is also in the Southeastern Conference.
Georgia.
No.
Tennessee.
No.
Texas.
No, I'll give it to you. LSU.
LSU, yeah.
And the school with 4 is Michigan. So
Okay.
it goes
That
Alabama
makes-
7, LSU 5, Michigan 4, USC 4,
Okay.
Auburn 3, which Francis and Mark Hutto here of Closets by Design, they're huge Auburn fans, so I'm sure they're excited to see those 3 Auburn players in the Super Bowl. Illinois also has 3, Minnesota has 3, NC State has 3, and then Ohio State 3 and Texas 3.
Wow.
But those schools surprised me. Illinois, Minnesota, and NC State. Illinois is right. That's how Ron Zook pronounced Illinois in his press conference when he took the job at Illinois. All right, so RJ Saunders, do we have a winner?
We do have a winner.
Okay. Who do we say congratulations to?
We are saying congratulations to Johnny.
All right,
Congrats, Johnny.
Way to
You're
go,
going to
Johnny.
see Nets Magic, and RJ, tell people who the answer was.
Well, you had a slew of answers
Okay.
in which you could have guessed from. However, the most obvious guess would be Daytona's own Vince Carter.
Vince Carter, and that's what I'm guessing he guessed. Johnny guessed.
Yeah, we saw a couple Vince Carters. RJ, do the Magic happen to need a guard because the Bulls have 25 of them?
Well, Jeff Weltman is going to be having a press conference, which probably means he is not making any trades outside of the Tyus Jones trade that he made yesterday. Probably going to try to explain why they made, again, for the third year in a row, why they elected to make no moves at the deadline. So this should be very, very fun to see what explanation Jeff Weltman has for why not.
Yeah, we had so much football yesterday, we couldn't get to all this NBA news, but man, it has been it has been wild ahead of the trade deadline. All right, live here at Closets by Design, they have the best-in-class lifetime warranty, and I can guarantee you that clients are a priority. They have the largest number of 5-star reviews in the country, almost 2,000. One of those is mine because they do such a fantastic job. Over 30 designers and over 20 installers in the field. So come by here. We are 3728 Phillips Highway, or call 904-878-9393, or find them online. Visit closetsbydesign.com. Lauren's Lane is on the other side. We'll talk a little college football. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get the goods on Gainesville 24/7. Search 1010XL Gators on YouTube.
Hey, this is Tom McManus. If you get injured out there, there's only one number to call. Pound Law, that's all. Slip and fall, car wreck, wrongful death. It doesn't matter. Morgan & Morgan handles it all. They're the largest in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 attorneys. $20 billion recovered for 500,000 clients. That's the kind of team I want. If you get hurt from someone else's wrongdoing, check out Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King, is turning up the flavor with new char wings. These wings are charbroiled, never fried, grilled to perfection for a big taste without the grease. Grab them as a 3-piece or 10-piece side, or make it a meal with a 6 or 8-piece combo, served with rice and a drink. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations, or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler, bold flavor done right.
To catch more fish, you gotta think like a fish. Captain Kevin and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services, and awaken 180 weight loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Roses are red, Florida gets hotter, and your AC is about to ruin the mood.
If your system barely survived last summer, now's the time to replace it before the real heat comes back swinging. Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning makes it easy. No surprises, no runaround. And with our Sweetheart AC deals, get $750 off a new AC system when you install by March 15th. Fall in love with an AC that keeps it cool without the stress and call now for a free estimate. 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, celebrating our 49th annual Valentine's Day sale. Come see our hand-picked inventory of thousands of pieces of fine jewelry, diamonds, and gemstones. This Valentine's Day, we have big discounts with jewelry for any budget. And with interest-free financing, you'll get the jewelry you love with a monthly payment you can afford. Monahans will also give you cash for your unwanted gold or silver, or trade it in for new jewelry and get greater value. Monahan Jewelers Valentine's Day sale with big savings in our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Help your loved one fall back in love with his or her home with a home improvement from the professionals at the Lifetime family.
That's right, Nick. Happy Valentine's Day to all the lovebirds out there. What says I love you more than adding additional space with a glass or screen enclosure that will enhance your home's livability, or brand new floors that dramatically improve the look and feel of your home?
That's right. New outdoor living space from Lifetime Enclosures and beautiful floors from Lifetime Flooring.
Come experience the Lifetime difference. Call or visit one of our showrooms today for our Valentine's Day specials throughout February.
Lifetime Enclosures.
Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida. And inside the flip side, the action never stops. If you're tired of hearing about the best games after the final whistle, don't get left on the sidelines. Whether it's a unique sporting event you've never seen, a weekend with the family, or a winning date night, Visit Jacksonville is your ultimate playbook. Get in the game. Head to visitjacksonville.com/locals or download the Visit Jacks app today and see everything coming in 2026. Jacksonville. Experience the flip side.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Kuhn Flowers. Following 18 straight sold-out games at the Swamp, fans can now place a deposit for the 2026 season for the Florida Gators football team and be a part of the start of the Coach Summerall era. The 2026 home schedule will feature 6 games against teams like South Carolina, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt. Right now, 54 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus. I'm Lauren Brooks, live here at Closets by Design on Phillips Highway. Come check out this gorgeous 12,000 square foot showroom. The motorcycle alone is worth coming to check out.
1972 BMW.
I literally would never have guessed that.
R75.5.
Did you know that? No.
Letter, number.
I see it on there. That motorcycle was built in 1972. It had to be rebuilt, right?
That's beautiful.
It looks,
it's in good
I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's cool. So is the Ford Bronco up on a lift. I don't know what year that is. What would you say, 72 probably? That's probably the same year.
Sure.
Don't you think? I mean, I
Looks
don't know.
about. Sure, and the train's going
and the
by.
train is behind us. All right.
It's almost
Open
like
the
our
doors.
flyover we had the one day.
Yeah, we were at a bank on the west side, and we had a lot of flyovers at First Florida Credit Union, as a matter of fact. All right, time now for Lawrence Lane.
Lawrence Lane. Open Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
Okay, I'm over this whole temporary restraining order thing. We've talked about it a lot. Yeah, these TROs. So the NCAA tells you can't play an extra year. You can't have your extra year of eligibility because, oh, by the way, your eligibility ran out already.
Yeah.
But then what they do is they just go to a booster that's a judge and they say, yeah, I'm going to need you to sign off on this temporary restraining order. And that's going to allow them to play. So at some point in time, I feel like Betty Acco's original one was only 10 days. So how are we getting these through court systems when other more important trials are backlogged for years? So I don't understand that, but I'm over them. And I wish that we could just have a smart person become maybe not NCAA, but be the new czar of all things college sports. And that smart person says, yes, no, just based off. If it was medical red shirts, yes, you get more eligibility. If you were just playing at JUCO, how many games did you play? Yes or no? Yeah. Move on.
So the restraining's throwing me off. Okay?
I feel like we're talking about other things here.
So you can't restrain the player from continuing on.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, because the player is saying that the NCAA is blocking them from opportunities that they can seek based off of
So the player files it
basically
against
in the system.
NCAA.
Right.
Okay.
And then the
I'm gonna call it
NCAA,
a different name.
the temporary restraining order.
Yeah, I
Tom's
mean, it
not a
feels
fan of.
different.
Yeah,
You know?
it's also weird. It feels so inconsistent, and I feel like we obviously talked about Betty Acco, and the judge that signed it had ties to. He was a booster for Alabama.
Yeah.
The one I heard Frank and Hayes talking about yesterday was a Tennessee. Something to do with Tennessee, and the guy graduated at Tennessee or got his undergrad
for
at Tennessee.
Joey Aguilar.
Yes, that's what it was.
Right,
So it's like,
Aguilar, right.
if maybe
Now it's going to happen with Trinidad Chambliss. They're going to go
which
to
they
someone
denied
in
his
Mississippi, and they're going to go now to a judge and do that's
The
an
exact
Ole
same
Miss
thing.
booster and get the
and
same
so
thing.
if you are going to, which I mean, at this point, college football it's wild, wild west out there. Just do whatever you want to do, pretty much. But maybe go to a judge that doesn't have ties to that school, and maybe you'll get more fair, possibly like a person who doesn't care about Roll Tide winning anything basketball. Maybe like, no, this is stupid. Like once you go pro, you shouldn't be able to jump back in. And Chambliss is a little bit different, obviously, because it's not like he went and played. But it's just you've been there for so long. Like at some point, you got to move on.
And he's
why
trying to
wouldn't you,
say,
by the
like,
way?
I had certain seasons that I didn't play the full amount of games, but JUCO, their redshirt rules are different than regular D1 college football. And so it's just, we're getting mired down and bogged down into things that none of us care about. And we don't want to have to talk about this stuff anymore. And you shouldn't have a player playing in college basketball that was drafted in 2023 in the NBA.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. If they played overseas and didn't get money for it, then okay, they can play in college basketball.
Yeah, I don't even like that either. I mean,
even when you're like 29 years old coming back to play.
Urban
I don't like
Klavjar
that.
was like 16 when he played overseas and didn't get paid.
No disrespect to Florida State, but I thought it was weak that Winky was 28 years old being your quarterback.
But he had college eligibility at least, so that's a different. I know what you mean. You would like an age cap at 25. You if you are 25 or over, you can't play college sports. Period. End of discussion.
Somewhere
I understand
in that
that.
range,
Yeah.
you know.
I do think it's so odd when it comes to Trinidad because why, like this quarterback class is so weak. I almost feel like you would be benefited. And I get it. You're making so much money in college now. I've heard something about like he could make $6 million if he's able to still play, which you're not getting that if you're getting drafted in the second, third round.
Right.
But you're getting drafted, and there's the quite possibility that in future quarterback years, what we're looking at next year, you might not get drafted. So why wouldn't you want to just take your shot right now at a class when everyone's like, it's pretty much Mendoza.
Right.
Maybe Ty Simpson, and that's it.
And you're going out on top. I mean, you're going out on a high. But, I don't know. Like, there are certain cases, like I get like medical, you get an extra year. Say you tore your knee up and you missed a year, but you already redshirted.
But if you played a certain number of games, and that's where I just need a smart czar to look at it and say, this common sense says that Taylor Dahl only played in 3 games for these 2 different seasons. Okay, she has another year of eligibility based off of that.
So why can't, even with the portal, why can't it just be that simple? It seems simple. Like you could put in these little
The portal's simple now. You can transfer as many times as you want.
Which you shouldn't be able to,
No,
right?
of course not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why can't you just say, all right, for the portal, you get 1 transfer unless your coach, gets fired or quits midway through one of your seasons. Then
but
maybe
that
you can go
also
back
requires a human mind to be able to analyze it. And that's what the NCAA stopped being able to have enough people to analyze all these things. Once
because they're running out of money, can't afford more.
Once
people.
the federal government said anybody can transfer as many times, then that's when the NCAA couldn't keep up.
To put your hands
right,
up at that
because
point.
remember they used to literally look at how many miles were you, like if your grandparent was sick, if a family member was sick, and you were less than 200 miles from the campus, I forget what it was, maybe it was even under 100 miles, then you can transfer. But if it was over 100 miles, or if they weren't sick enough, like it literally used to be those types of conversations. But there were so many fewer people that were trying to transfer.
And that was extreme. And so we've went from one extreme to the other
side,
in college football. There's somewhere in the middle. And the problem, to your point, is now like government gets involved. The conferences can't agree on things because the conferences only care about their conference. And so there's so many things pulling the college football in different directions that I don't really know how. I mean, it feels like you get one person who is just like, I'm not trying to favor any conference. Here's a breakdown of everything that I think would work. And, someone like Josh Pate, when he goes on and talks about the college football playoff, I'm sure he probably has great ideas of how you could solve all of these things and put someone like that's mind and be like, here, how do you think you fix college football? Let us know. And like, you just at least have the discussion, because it does feel like we always use that guardrail word. That feels like what needs to start when it comes to NIL, when it comes to the portal, all of those things. But it's just, it gets frustrating, and it just feels like there's no consistency at all. And that's when people start getting a little more aggravated.
And the eligibility, I mean, like you got guys that are, 7th, 8th year, like, come on, like it's 5 and go home. Either go pro or don't. Like, it's over. It ends for everybody at some point. It's just that, again, you shouldn't have. That's what college football. Look, pay them all you want, but can't we keep them 18 to 22 or 23? That's college age. I'm sorry if you went to JUCO. So what? That counts. It's still college. It's just junior college.
Yeah. Drake May has a chance to win a Super Bowl at 23, and there's guys that are in there 5 years long.
Absolutely. Speaking of fixing the college football playoff, Matt Hayes had a great article in USA Today Sports today, and I just love this stat. So the NFL will play 13 playoff games in 30 days. Okay? 13 playoff games in 30 days. In college football next season, they will play 11 college football playoff games in 39 days. You just look at how it's worked for this one, back it up to week 0 like we've talked about, and get her done for crying out loud. Just let's wrap it up by Tuesday.
I think they will. You know what I mean? Because you're following you're becoming pro football anyway, so why wouldn't you just kind of follow the NFL's
Start shifting to those guidelines.
I mean, you kind of are.
We'd love it. That's for dang sure. All right, when we come back, we will chat with Brad Johnson as Super Bowl week continues. Former, of course, FSU quarterback and NFL quarterback, Super Bowl champion as well with the Bucs. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels live at Closets by Design, 10 to XL 92.5 FM.
Throughout history, significant numbers have made their mark on our minds. That includes sports and radio.
And this one's going to be 10-10.
1010 XL.
Yo, it's your main man ET here for Blue Chew. And guess what? Blue Chew tablet isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code. Blue Chews provide access to chewable tablets that help you feel and perform at your best. Stronger, longer. It's like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. No awkward doctor visits and no uncomfortable waiting rooms. It's nothing worse when them nosy behind neighbors are looking at your packages and then asking you questions. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got this. Blue Chew is simple. It's discreet and delivered straight to your door. And let's be honest, this isn't just for you. Give her group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. And guess what? I got a special deal for our listeners. Get your first month of Blue Chew on me. That's right. Just use promo code 1010XL and you pay $5 shipping. That's it. Head over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. Use code 1010XL, then just chew it and do it.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet and football season is stepping into high gear with playoffs galore. And this is the season for winning. Don't miss out. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and see all the lines, the best plays, parlays, and props. And definitely check out the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub, loaded with trends, streaks, and stats to help guide your picks. Get in on the action now at Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
If you miss an interview, it'll be waiting for you on demand.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Search where you find podcasts. And at 1010XL.com. Trained by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit hollispools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
It's your boy, Big Sirs, your lemon pepper guy. And we're in the red zone for the big game. You know I don't play when it comes to Wingstop. Here's the play call. You got to pre-order your wings by Saturday to beat the rush. Spend $50 or more, and I'm going to help you score a free large ranch. Just add the large ranch to your cart and use promo code BIGGAME. And check out that Wingstop app or wingstop.com. Spend just $50 on Wingstop pre-order by Saturday and add that free large ranch with your promo code BIGGAME.
Tara Lageman here for Local Fair Jacks. Fresh, local produce, eggs, and meat delivered right to your door. It's where Jeff and I shop because we know exactly where our food is coming from. There's no scary recalls, just trusted local farmers. Visit localfairjacks.com.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl. I'm Lauren Brooks, live here at Closets by Design. RJ Saunders back at 1010XL headquarters, making it all happen as we welcome in our next guest, Brad Johnson, former Florida State and NFL quarterback, and of course, Super Bowl champion. Brad, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Lauren. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I asked this question of Phil Simms, if he ever goes back and watches that Super Bowl where he won the MVP. Do you ever go back and watch the Super Bowl where your Bucks won?
You know, I probably didn't watch it for about 15 years, to be honest with you. I didn't. I had such great feelings about it, and I didn't want to see the reality of it. I just wanted to take it in, you know. And but I've gone back since and watched it. And I tell you real quick, the coolest thing for me is back in 1987 when Phil Simms won it. They beat the great John Elway Denver Broncos, and I think they beat them 39-20. He was 22 for 25 with 3 touchdowns and MVP. And that was when they said he said he's going to Disney World, you know. Mm-hmm. And so for me, and I was getting ready to actually quit football at that time, my senior year, and try to play basketball in college and kind of let that be my route. And I had to make a major decision, and things kind of took place over time. But 16 years later, in 2003 with the Bucks, we won it. Competitors fell on my face, and got to, you know, I was there with my wife Nikki, who was 7.5 months pregnant with our son Jake, and hold Max in my arms, and I got to say, I'm going to Disney World, just like Phil Simms did. And it's pretty surreal to live that moment. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Brad, great to have you on the show. My good friends, your old center, John Wade, you're probably still drying your hands from catching snaps from him, I would imagine.
Hey, he sweated. I was a bad sweater, and he was the worst sweater. I mean, I made him change his pants after warm-up and halftime. Like it was a wet ball, regardless if it was raining or not. It was rough.
No doubt about it. So when you get to Tampa and Gruden's there, like, how did that fit? I mean, obviously, you had a couple stints before. You know, we've seen Sam Darnold now getting to the show after a few stints himself. But how did that fit for you? And did you know it was going to be a good fit when you got there?
When John got the job, the first call I made was to Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon and I played together in Minnesota my rookie year. And so Rich, like, they were together in Oakland.
Yeah, right.
And Rich was ticked off that, you know, that John got traded, and, you know, they were buds now, and they did a lot of damage out there, winning a bunch of ball games in Oakland. But he said, listen, Brad, you're getting ready to have an unbelievable experience with John. He's going to program you like you've never been programmed before. He's a great teacher of the game. He's fun to be with. He's going to bring enthusiasm like you've never had, and he's going to make you a better quarterback and take you to another level. And so all those things were true, what Rich said. And I remember the first meeting I had with Gruden, and he's like, Brad, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. And, you know, we're going to declare war on our defense with Warren Sapp and John Lynch and Rondé Barber and Simeon Rice, and how they going to stop blast off the Joker right at short 22X drive, halfback burst. So basically, you know, what he's saying is, like, we're going to hold our end of the bargain, and we're going to make it competitive in practice, and we're going to win. And he brought that belief, and that's what we did. And he brought in over 20 free agents that year. That's what doesn't get talked about with Gruden. He brought in, you know, Keenan McCardell, who had been with Jacksonville. He brought in Joe Jaravicius. We already had Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Pittman, Robin Olin, Kerry Jenkins. So Ricky Dudley, Ken Dilger, like, the list goes on. But, you know, he made our offense better, but then he kind of challenged our defense in different ways that they hadn't been challenged too, and they were tremendous, obviously. And, you know, 4 guys went on to make Hall of Fame, and Jerry Brooks and John Lynch and Rondé Barber and Warren Sapp. But it was a great team, and it kind of, we call it lightning in a bottle, and it took Gruden to take us over the top.
Brad, you now work with / train quarterbacks at all different levels, and I feel like we've seen this advancement of offenses, a lot more dual threat quarterbacks we're seeing nowadays. But just in general, when you're looking at this weekend and you look at, you know, Drake May and Sam Darnold, what do you see out of those two quarterbacks that, you know, there's been moments and criticism through both of them throughout, you know, Drake May's short time and Sam Darnold his 5 stops in the NFL. But what do you see with those two QBs?
Well, I've always said, you know, quarterback, like, it's like running through a gauntlet. Like, a pat on the back and slap on the face is 6 inches away, and you're only good if you win. Okay, you got to win, no matter how it comes. And then when you do win, it's not good enough. Did you throw for 300 yards? Did you throw for this many touchdowns? Like, you just got to consistently win and give your team a chance to have a chance to win. Like, that's kind of a repetitive thing, but it's the real thing. And so you're going to deal with adversity throughout your career, no matter who you are, whether it's injury or by play or by the players around you, those kind of things too, and play callers. So, but, you know, and honestly, when, you know, talk about, I think the game is won in the pocket. I really do. Like, can you extend plays? Yes. But there's so many plays that you have to make them in the pocket, 3rd down plays, 2-minute plays, red zone plays, and those kind of things. And then you got to be clutch in crucial moments. But excited for these two quarterbacks. They both have different routes that they've gone. Sam Darnold has been pretty well documented his last couple of weeks of being on, you know, 5 different teams, but he was a victim of some bad circumstances when he went to the Jets. He was only 20 years old and probably needed to go through some adversity and growing up during those times, and he's ready for that moment. And Drake May, it's awesome to see him this kind of success, you know, really early. He potentially could be the, you know, youngest quarterback to ever win it at 23 years old. So it's going to be fun to watch. I'll be on the popcorn. I'll be on my couch watching popcorn, eating popcorn, and enjoying the show, rooting for both of them.
Yeah, we were talking about how crazy it is that some guys in college are now well over 23 years old and things like that. But when it comes, Brad, to footwork, so Liam Cohen gets here about a year ago, and immediately upon hanging out with Trevor Lawrence and coaching him up, said, we got to change our footwork and we got to flip your hips. And so if you were a quarterback and your brand new head coach rolls into town, you've already played in the NFL for 4 years, and he tells you that about your mechanics, how would you have taken that?
You want to have the one thing I really appreciate about the professional level is you want to get better. How can you be great at your craft? How can you find ways to win? How can you extend your career? How can you make money? How can you win Super Bowls? How can you have a successful career? So, you know, Liam Cohen coming in, he's your coach. You want to listen to it. And obviously, it's had a huge impact on Trevor. He's had his best year yet this year, and a playoff team, and all those kind of things. So I think you want to listen to people that know what they're talking about. He's an offensive head coach. He's had great success throughout his career. Has a great comes from a great tree under the great Sean McVay and whoever else he's been under, and so I think it benefits. But fundamentals are the biggest thing, whether it's your feet, your hips, your shoulders, where your eyes are, and then just being able to make crucial plays. So I think it obviously Trevor benefited at a high rate this year.
Super Bowl champ and NFL QB Brad Johnson here with us on Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM. I've been told, Brad, that you're into some trick shot videos, and that's going well for you. Tell us a little bit about that, if you would.
Oh, it's kind of been nutty. Those have kept up with me, but got stuck on it back in COVID and started making all these football and basketball trick shot videos, and it's hard to really explain. So, but
okay, we'll have to check it out then.
Yeah,
we'll have to check it out. All right, well then
explain. It's some fun.
Brad, explain this, because a lot of our listeners are huge Walt Disney World fans. When you become you get to say, I'm going to Walt Disney World, what's it really like? I mean, other than the parade, is the food like just tremendous? You get to eat all you want. You get to go on all the rides. Class A, first class. What's it really like other than the actual parade?
After the Super Bowl, we kind of celebrated all night long. So it was it was
rightfully so.
Yeah. A little bit of a daze, and then they put you on the tilt-a-whirl Captain Hook, and you got to go around in circles. And I'm like, holy cow, I'm not going to survive this. And but really, it's an incredible moment because they do have the parade. I was there with my family. You're getting interviewed, and you really, honestly, you get to tell your story of where you grew up, how you grew up, what got you to that level. And you're at the pinnacle of your career when you get to have that moment of saying, you're going to Disney World, go through go to visit Disney and do the whole event. It's just it's a neat to say that you got to be a part of it. It's a feather in your cap and those kind of things. So it was pretty awesome to say I got to have that one moment in time.
Brad, when you talk about finding that right coach for a team, and we just mentioned how much it helped Trevor Lawrence this year with Liam Cohen and Grant Udinski and what they were able to do when it comes to mechanically, but just his confidence in general, and you really feel like he just kind of learned to enjoy and love football again. How important is that now to just find the right coach that fits the quarterback when it comes to not just all of the technical stuff, but just in general relating to him in the football sense?
It's everything. It is everything. I mean, you look at Caleb Williams, what happened to him. It was kind of a nightmarish first year in the league, taking a bunch of sacks. And we all remember the game he had against Detroit, and the clock runs out on him. And then, can he play at this league? And then this year, he's leads his team to the playoffs and makes a great run. And it's fun to watch him. And you want to have someone that's, obviously very smart, that can teach you football on both the offense and defensive sides, that can help with, maybe mechanically can help you get better, but more than anything, give you the confidence in the system, the players around you, have a great cast around you, whether it's the line, the receivers, the running back, and then the defense that can back it up and give you support, and that will believe in you. And through the good times and bad times, of course, it takes place. It all takes place, but someone that will stick with you. And that was a big deal with Liam Cohen. Honestly, that was a great hire. It's proven worth now, and then it's going to have a huge impact on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and especially what's going to happen with Trevor's career. So, having a coach that believes in you and it can make you better and can back it up is pretty awesome. It should be a great sign for all the Jaguar fans.
Yeah, certainly. We hope that the success continues into next year and beyond. Well, Brad, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy that popcorn on the couch on Sunday.
Will do. Appreciate it, guys. Tell John Wade hello, too. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I will. Brad. Thanks so much, man.
Tom.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
I wanted to ask him if he's a car enthusiast because obviously this garage is a gorgeous place for anybody who digs working on their car. Or honestly, it's so nice in here at Closets by Design. You might not even work on your car in the garage. You just look at it. Exactly. Work on it somewhere else. But really appreciate him joining us. And by the way, thanks to Trevor Lawrence being on McAfee. Also, another train. And then also I checked social media, and a few hours ago, Marissa did post, Trevor's wife did post pictures of them in San Francisco. So we have confirmation. Thanks to the wives of both Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence.
You know, Brad's another guy. Had a few different stints. Gets to Tampa, then Gruden, connects, and then
pretty crazy. Gruden told him we're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, well, they were loaded on defense. I mean, that's another thing. Like a lot of people say, and Aaron said it, our great producer here on site, saying that he inherited Tony Dungy's team, and a lot of people believe that, right? Yeah. And he was pretty set up. I mean, that defense was insane back in the day, and Brad just was that right fit at QB. You know, I remember Keenan going there. I was like, man, you guys are so lucky to get Keenan. He is unbelievable. He's going to make plays for you. He made a couple great catches in the Super Bowl for him. You know. But, it's just interesting how the path of a QB, you just never know. Like, when does it click? When do you find the right spot? When do you get everybody around you? You know what I mean? Like, you need that supporting cast. It's just not the QB. And like Brad said, like, you got to win as a QB. That's the only way they judge you.
I mean, honestly, it's the path of every player on the team. You know, there's very few players that are going to begin their career with one team and end it with that team and never change football teams, right?
Especially
and so, and even coaches, like it's very rare to have a coach his entire career with one team. Right nowadays, it's what have you done for me lately?
Not many people are Pittsburgh, where you have this three coaches forever, and that just changes. I saw when it comes to Brad Johnson. I was reading this note, and it was kind of funny because in 2003 he won the NFL's quarterback challenge against a few noticeable names, and Tom Brady, Matt Hasselbeck, and then Mark Brunell and Byron Leftwich were in the group.
I saw that too, and I was like, there you go. Way to say to other people you beat Tom Brady, who would eventually win a Super Bowl for obviously the Bucks several years later. 2020. So live here at Closets by Design, 3728 Phillips Highway. They have a ton of custom solutions for your closets, your pantries, wall beds, offices, garages, entertainment centers. Like I said, wine storage, garage flooring, dry bars, laundries, car lifts, so much, and even potentially kitchens. I walked through their kitchen here earlier. Absolutely gorgeous. Locally owned, like I said, by Mark and Francis Hutto, and they have had a strong reputation in Jacksonville since 1982. We've got the golden moment on the other side. Don't go anywhere. It's Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Follow the JU Dolphins on 1010XL.
JU travels to Charlotte for a conference clash against Queens. Dolphins Royals. Tonight at 7 on 1010 AM. If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or CSSOutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Hey, no one knows how awful it is to get injured more than me, man, especially if it's because of someone else's negligence. Tom McManus here, and if you get injured out there, there's only one number to call. It's Pound Law. That's all. Slip and fall, car wreck, wrongful death. It doesn't matter. Morgan & Morgan handles it all. The largest in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 attorneys, and $30 billion recovered. That's the kind of team that I want working for me. If you get hurt from someone else's wrongdoing, check out Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval, and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Dailies locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Dailies Dash and grab that great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Dailies Dash today.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service.
Instant Keys comes to you.
Attention sports fans! Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Look no further than Best Bet. You can bet anywhere, but you'll definitely win here. Experience the thrill of sports like never before. With all the big games broadcasting live on our big screens and a menu stacked with your favorite foods and refreshing drinks, you're sure to find your winning ticket. Bet anywhere, win here, only at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
When you head out for a night with friends or going to the big game, don't forget the best game plan to win the night is to designate a driver and guarantee a safe ride home. Hydrating between buds is the best play you can make. Bud Light, reminding all to drink wiser.
What Major League Baseball player has the most stolen bases in his career?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Oakland A's outfielder Ricky Henderson stole 1,406 bases during his career, including 130 in 1982.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Frank Frangie here. When you're inside the Kuhn Flowers showroom, you'll find a wide array of gift ideas that will take care of any gift-giving situation. Spend a few minutes there, and you'll see for yourself. That's Kuhn Flowers on Beach Boulevard.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
As we were just talking to former Super Bowl winning quarterback Brad Johnson, and he was talking about the importance of the coach, which we've noticed that here, how quickly and drastically things can change for not only Trevor Lawrence. We've talked so much about Trevor, but just in general, the offense, it looked like it functioned, the way the team, the locker room felt throughout the season. We said it very early in OTAs, things felt different, and that's how quickly a coach can change things. But I saw this earlier. It said the last time a team ranked in the top 10 in points scored. We obviously know Jacksonville was able to do that this year. So several teams did it this year. The Rams, the Patriots, the Seahawks, the Bills, the Lions, Jags, Cowboys, Colts, Bears, and Niners were the ones to be able to do that this year. The New York Jets haven't done it since 2008, been in the top 10 in points scored. The Houston Texans haven't done it since 2012. The Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants haven't done it since 2015. The Cardinals since 2016. Steelers and the Falcons since 2018. The Raiders and Tennessee in 2020. The Chargers in 21. Kansas City in 22. So 4 years since they've been in the top 10 in scoring. And then it had Miami, New Orleans, and Cleveland in 23. And then last year we had the Bengals, the Broncos, the Packers, the Bucks, the Eagles, Washington, Minnesota, and Baltimore. But it's crazy to think, even Houston, because you felt like that year when it kind of was like C.J. Stroud's breakout year. I was surprised that. But since 2012 for them, but 2008 since the Jets.
That's just a barren desert for them. How awful is that to not even
They've made the playoffs since 2008, but they obviously weren't in the top 10 in scoring.
No. Look, I think for our Jags, you look at just where they're at today. I mean, even under Doug, when they were scoring points, there was only 21 a game or 22 maybe. I think they may get up to 24, but you're talking, I mean, how many times we were above 30 this year? You know, this has been a big, big change. A lot of that has to do with just the QB playing a lot better. And a lot of that has to do with having a coach and coaches that have shown him the way to be better and working at it. And you can see it in his game. By the way, did you hear the play call Brad ripped off?
Yes.
You're like, geez, do those just haunt you all day
I'm sure
long?
he dreams about them.
Right. or can't remember them. That's the nightmare. I can't remember the play call. What is it called? I don't know. You got Gruden yelling at you. Come on, Brad. You're like,
I don't know the play. 7 times the Jaguars scored over 30 points.
Yeah.
7 times. Obviously, the majority were in the back half of the season, and against some teams that weren't great, like the Titans. The Jags beat the Titans 41-7. The Jets, like we talked about earlier this week, 48-20. But the Jags beat the Broncos 34-20. In Denver, obviously.
That's
right. So there were a lot of games, and you'd obviously like to think if the Jaguars had gotten over 30 against the Bills, they win that football game.
Yeah.
You'd like to think that. But I can't guarantee that because the Bills obviously.
Josh kept just scoring.
Correct.
Also.
The Jags weren't necessarily stopping anyone.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of dreams, I had a dream the other night that Steve Griffin, our general manager, in addition to sports radio, opened a restaurant, and we all had to also be servers.
That would be good for you, considering you have server experience.
It was so stressful because none of you knew what to do, and I was trying to help everybody, and I was like, no, this is how you do this. And we were packed because the whole city wanted to come eat at 10:10.
Heck yeah.
I woke up so stressed though. I was like, I haven't served since 2018. Why am I dreaming about this? But the restaurant was rocking, and everybody liked it.
I was going to say, Tom would either be the bouncer or the bartender.
I'll be the bartender. Let the younger guys bounce. Let them handle that stuff.
What younger guys at 10:10 are going to bounce?
I'm looking at this younger guy.
RJ can bounce.
RJ can bounce. Yeah, those two together, they bounce anybody out.
RJ, do you have server or bartender or bouncer experience?
I do not. I'm a softie.
Okay. So RJ and I might be the hosts and hostesses. Yeah,
learn a lot about life in those types of jobs. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
How to deal with people, that's for sure. How to diffuse things is number one, really.
And memory.
But yeah.
People don't realize that's one of the biggest things of when you walk into the kitchen and you're like, all right, I had a 10 top. I need to get a water, a Pepsi. I have to ring in their order. I need to get the apps for this table. I have to get the martini for this table. This one wanted an extra side of ranch. Oh, but the plates are out, so let me restock the plates and put bread in the bread oven. Like the amount of things that are circulating in your brain, when you get off, you're just like, shut off. Like you don't want to think anything.
You sound like Brad Johnson ripping off a play call right there, Taylor.
That was my play call.
You're reliving it. You're reliving it right before our eyes. Yeah, that's a lot. You remember Dolphin Depot?
Of course.
I remember they had the chalkboard for the menu. One time, I don't know why we did. It was me and Cheever, my brother, and maybe even John Wade. And we were before we having dinner, so we're like, "Hey, you memorized that whole thing because you didn't even look at the chalkboard." He's like, "Yeah, I got it down." And we're like, we turned it around, like, do it again, and we'll tip you really good. And he ripped it off again. And we're like, we were blown away. He used the whole damn thing, front to back to front. It was awesome.
Did
you take notes, or were you the person that?
Oh yeah, I would write down everything just because it.
I think that's smart.
Yeah, I don't ever I didn't want to forget anything, obviously, but not to brag, but I was given more tables than most people because I could handle more tables.
Okay. That's
so
not
most at Outback would be like 2, maybe 3 max, because Outback's so much they want you to push like appetizer, then meal, then dessert, and blah blah blah. So they want you to make it an experience, not just a dinner. And so some people would only do 2, maybe 3. They would give me like 4 or 5 table sections, so I would be dealing with a lot. Or they'd give me the big parties, which is even more. When you're dealing with 20 people, there's no way you're remembering everything in that sense. And then usually I was bartending too, so at times when I'd have tables and bartending, so
this job's
a little
easy.
crazy.
In comparison.
I feel like sometimes when you get your meal and I'm a fast eater, so then I want my check, and I feel like the server went for a smoke break or something. Because for whatever reason they're taking a break. And when we were up at the mountains of Georgia, we went to a restaurant, and it took forever to get the bill, and we're walking around, and I see the server behind the building lighting up a cigarette. I'm like, see, I told you. That's what they do. That's where they get their break.
So nowadays, with the ability to scan a QR code and things like that,
it's so fast.
It helps for some people, especially if you're at the airport and you are in a hurry. But the advice I would give you, and Taylor, you can certainly weigh in, is when you order your food, you can be
Ask for the
and
check.
and no rush, but I'll take, well, I guess it's usually the server saying no rush to get the check, but no rush, but I'll take the check with our meal. That way, it saves you the time and effort, but then they may not come back to check on you post-meal.
Restaurant tips from LB. I like it.
There you go. But I've been in that situation, before, where you just are there longer waiting for your check than when you are for your
I
meal.
will say, like, I wasn't smoking cigarettes, but what you don't realize is the amount of side work you have to do in between. So that's what a lot of people are like, oh, they're probably just standing back there. And when in reality, you're like restocking dressings and restocking plates and ice because you don't have people like the servers do that.
Yeah.
So that takes time sometimes because you're waiting. You have to go back to where the dishes are, carry stacks of dishes. And like sometimes managers won't let you leave the kitchen. Like they're like, no, you can't leave until this is restocked or this is going on. So that's part of it.
Give them grace.
Yeah, a little bit. But if you see them smoking a cigarette, maybe that's a little.
But I do feel like a manager should always be on the lookout, if they have one, on the lookout for tables that are finished and wondering where their servers are, like looking around, like, hey, hello, like I'm ready to leave, and I'd like for you to be able to turn this table over, or the server to be able to turn the table over.
We need more money.
Yeah, Brian was a server, and he always tells me that you get the best service when it's busy, and the slower days you end up getting worse service. And I'm like, but that makes no sense. They have more time to be able to serve you. But that's his philosophy.
Yeah, I get that because you get more like on days when you're slow, you honestly you're back there and you're talking, you don't have as much to do, and you like lose track of time sometimes. But yeah, it's a whole different world. I always said like I felt like everybody should have to try and serve just to see the customer service having to deal with that and people and just everything. Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot from it, but you also learn to be patient and you learn to be like kind when you don't want to be kind.
Or not take any grief at the same time if you got a cool manager that'll back you up.
Yeah. I worked in the financial aid office at Florida, so I feel like while it's totally different than that, I did also have to learn to be patient with some people that were very demanding of things that they needed money-wise. All right, we are live here at Closets by Design. They have seamless and efficient design and installation processes. Trust me, the designer will come to your house, evaluate everything that you need them to take care of, and immediately when it's over, you will be so incredibly happy. That is what happened for us in our closets. And like I said, I want them to come back and do our laundry room when we're ready for that. We've got 1 segment to go. We'll bring you today's Pest of the Day, so keep it right here. Helmets and Heels 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hi, Jacksonville. This is Dr. George Bari, an orthopedic surgeon who is fellowship trained in sports medicine by the Dr. James Andrews. Wintertime is upon us, and you may notice you wake up in the morning with some aches and pains in the shoulders and knees. If this happens to you, don't forget, stay mobile to try to reduce stiffness in your joints. And if that doesn't work, come see me at Bari Orthopedics, where we can treat you with cortisone injections and platelet-rich plasma injections and other non-invasive needs. Visit me at BariOrthopedics.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Coach Campo here, and I just want to tell you about the best pizza I've had right here in Duval, and that's Tony D's Pizza. Tony works hard to make every slice perfect. If you love pizza like I do, you need to go to Tony D's, Bay Meadows and 295.
Are you ready for another historic season at the bank? It's time to lock in your seats for 2026 by placing your deposit now. Next season will be played at Everbank Stadium, but seating capacity is limited due to in-bowl renovations, and spots are going fast. Don't miss out on your chance to see the season's biggest matchups and highlight real moments by placing your deposit at jaguars.com/tickets or by calling 904-633-2000. Go Jags!
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, why is it that when you look at how long a store has been in business, that it always seems to be the stores like Underwood's that sell fine quality that have been around the longest?
Frank, that's a question that really doesn't get asked a lot, but it should be. There are a number of reasons, but probably the biggest is because of the endorsements our longtime customers and their pieces of jewelry have given us through the years. You see, when you sell really fine quality jewelry, that piece will last longer and always stay beautiful. It might stay in the same family for generations. And through those years of wear, a lot of compliments will be made and a lot of people will be told where the piece of jewelry came from. You see, at a store like Underwood's, it's our stated goal to be the best jeweler in the South, not the biggest. So everything we do and carry has to help move us toward that goal. And ultimately, it's the satisfied customers wearing fine quality jewelry that have kept Underwood's in Jacksonville since 1928.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here from Helmets and Heels. Valentine's Day is next weekend. Make sure you head to the premium Peterbrook Chocolatier. Quality ingredients from truffles and hand-dipped strawberries to my personal favorite, chocolate-covered popcorn. And, of course, custom gift baskets. Head over to peterbrook.com to order today or head to one of their 15 North Florida locations. Peterbrook Chocolatier, celebrating 40 years of chocolate.
If you're at home on the range, tee it up with the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Tour news, local updates, and the latest gear. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
It all begins with Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health, February 11th, and culminates with a Daytona 500 on February 15th. This week, you can win a pair of tickets to the Daytona 500. What driver won the 2025 Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name to 641-1010. What driver won the 2025 Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name answer to 641-1010 for a chance to win tickets to the Daytona 500, February 15th.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Thanks so much to our friends at Closets by Design for having us out today. And trust me, it's called Closets by Design, and they have fantastic closets for the ladies, but they have so much more than that. If you want to update your garage, your man cave, so many different things that they can help you with, just come check out the showroom and then make an appointment, and a designer will come to your house. You can, of course, find them online, closetsbydesign.com, or call 904-878-9393. They do a fantastic job. We absolutely loved our experience with Closets by Design. A quick sad note in the world of the pest of the day is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX.com. They take care of Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town, as they do all the pest issues that we have at our house. But because of them and their great technicians, we don't have any pest issues. Sadly, the pest of the day is going to be, and I feel like I do cancer all the time, but Greg Olson's older brother just passed away. His name is Chris, and he died after a battle with glioblastoma, which is brain cancer. Greg Olson shared that he fought tooth and nail, a relentless fight, but then just lost his fight within the last few days. So shout out to everyone in the world that fights cancer, whether it's the people researching a cure, whether it's our friends at the J Fund who deal with families who are fighting pediatric cancer, whether it's the nurses and the doctors or the caretakers, everyone in that world. It's just, I know how difficult it is to lose someone that you love to cancer. It's absolutely awful. It's gut-wrenching and it breaks your heart. And so thoughts and prayers with the Olsen family.
No doubt. No doubt. Was it his older brother, you said?
Yes, his older brother.
Is that Greg Olson, the broadcaster and tight end?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
That's sad. Well, I've seen that with my father. It's just, it's sad. It's a tough way to end this life, but I'm sure he fought as hard as he could. And, it's a shame. It's just a shame when people die of those kind of things, sickness or an ailment or whatever it may be, accidents, it's just awful.
Yeah,
Tough
you've had
to
to
deal
use your pest too many times.
I know.
That.
Yeah.
But once I see things like that, I at least want to bring attention and awareness to the issue, because until we find a cure for it, we're going to unfortunately have these sad stories, and whether it's ALS or dementia,
No, I know.
whatever the case may be.
I've been, I say prayers every day, and I've been adding prayers, praying for the elderly because of what my mom, it's just a tough way to go, and she's still alive, thank goodness, but just that end of life, and I pray for the families and the elderly, man. It's, it's challenging. But that's why you live life to the fullest.
Oh, yeah.
And we get caught up in jobs, we get caught up in stress and bills, and the collection agencies dialing us up in the middle of the night. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate that, buddy.
He's a former debt collector.
He is, but you just gotta look. It's a great life if you want it to be great. I mean, everyone's got stuff. Everyone's got something to deal with. Don't think they don't. Even the ones with the fancy houses and cars, they got stuff that's going on that's a pain in the butt to them, So everyone's got something. At the end of the day, like I said on the horse's mouth today, I said, Hulk Hogan had it right. Say your prayers, take your vitamins, and get your workout in, right? And you'll be A-OK. But, yeah, man, live it to the fullest. We do it here. Look at us. I mean, the Huttos are living it to the fullest. Look at this place. Are you kidding me?
I was about to, someone commented on the picture on Facebook and said, that looks pretty cool. It looks like you guys are on the set from Tim the Toolman Taylor or Home Improvement.
Yeah, right.
It does. I love that. By the way, tonight, 10 a.m. in the stream, you'll hear JU at Queens in men's basketball, and then also at 7 o'clock, UNF is at West Georgia, so the local teams are in action. Let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
I have not. I'm not that adventurous.
I'm not either.
Yeah, so I'm.
But they look cool.
Oh, they look cool. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't trust myself, and I'm trying to keep my femur intact as best I can.
I can certainly understand that. We had a lot of Super Bowl fun facts earlier. I feel like the uniform one would be one of note for you. The Patriots will wear white jerseys and white pants, a combination they've never worn in the Super Bowl. But they're 4-2 in the Super Bowl when they wear white jerseys.
Interesting. All right. Always looking for a trend. So that is very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know that that's necessarily going to mean anything, but, we're like you said, we're always looking for different things. What's coming up on the Frangie Show?
We're going to have Lee Smith, Executive Director of the Players' Championship, join us to talk golf. We've got the Waste Management Phoenix Open going on right now. It's a rough day for Scotty Scheffler. I don't know how he was 2 over through 17. I don't know how he finished the 18th, but so the world number one in a little bit of danger of making the weekend here. But we'll talk to Lee about what's going on with the Players' Championship, and certainly can't wait for that event just a few weeks away now.
Yeah, I would love to go. We were talking about this the other day, the Waste Management Phoenix Open.
Oh, yeah.
And heckle the golfers and get to be loud and everything. That would be a blast.
Stone Cold Steve Austin some beers on the golf course.
Definitely. I mean, the over-under in shotgun of beers is like 6, probably, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Somewhere
I think we need a 10-10XL road trip. Hey, let's go.
I'm ready. Count me in. So yeah, all that coming up on the Frangie Show. We'll talk some Florida football, some Gators basketball. We'll get into the Jaguars as well, and we'll talk some Super Bowl. So should be a fun Frangie Show coming up.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Hayes.
Thank you.
So I feel like if you're cheering for the Patriots, you wear white on Sunday, and if you're cheering for the Seahawks, you wear navy blue.
I know the Patriot fans aren't cheering for Tom Brady any longer. Jeez, he might have jinxed them. He might have jinxed the whole thing.
They can be done with him since he said it doesn't have a dog in the fight for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's trying to be like an unbiased broadcast and all the
He's a Raiders fan now.
Even the Patriot players are like, this is disgusting. What a disgrace. All
to
the
me,
fans are turning on him.
If he wants that, that's fine. Let's yank him out of the booth, and he can be the Raiders minority owner only, and he can be a Raiders fan. Fine by me. All right, thanks again to Closets by Design for having us today. ClosetsByDesign.com. They do a fantastic job for our engineer, Aaron Williams, for Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus. I'm Lauren Brooks for our producer, RJ Saunders, back at 1010XL headquarters. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow on a Football Friday, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is next.